pushing
Ryan
into
Reeves, here they go,
Ryan
Kane and Reeves.
And Kane are finally, after all that chirping, go after one another.
This is Kane playing Reeves' game, though. You have to admire his toughness, because Ryan Reeves might be as tough as anyone in the NHL, but...
Wow, haymakers!
And a little extra on the bottom.
Wow!
Evander Kane.
Haymakers being thrown between Ryan Reeves and Evander Kane.
And this has been building for 3 games, certainly longer than that. These two guys have a running dialogue, and we know Ryan Reeves to be one of the toughest fighters in the league. Evander Kane, 30-goal scorer, but can certainly do this. You gotta love the courage of Kane, the toughness of Reeves, and the response of both benches. This was a heavyweight tilt.
It's not hard when you're the team's tough guy to clash with anyone that stands in your way, as your job is to take out anyone that starts beef with your team. You're feared, revered, and often stand out like a sore thumb, because unlike most of your teammates, you're waiting for the next opportunity to prove your worth by taking a stand. So when you have a guy with the same role as you on the opposing team, well, let's just say it can get ugly. Anyways, in this video, I'm going to do my best to dissect the rivalry between these two NHL tough guys, going all the way back to 2013, their first fight, and up to the present. And with that, here's the history of one of the greatest rivalries currently in the NHL. Ryan Reeves, who was playing for the St. Louis Blues at the time, is facing rookie Tom Wilson and the Washington Capitals. And let's just say Reeves didn't make the best first impression, as he threw every bit of his 225-pound frame into Capitals star Nicklas Backstrom. Therefore, Wilson, who is trying to make a name for himself and prove his worth to the team, takes no exception. And the two, just like that, immediately drop the gloves. And almost a year to the date, Wilson and the Caps were in Reeves' territory, and he was sure to make it known. But this time, Reeves would be the one coming out on top, as he was able to get in several blows before plowing the Toronto native down onto the ice. It's the 2018 Stanley Cup Finals between the two underdog teams, with each sporting a bruising power forward. And just like clockwork, the two went head-to-head in playoff fashion, with the utmost intensity. After a scrum ensued, Reeves after decides to give a round of hits to anyone close enough to take it. And of course, he wasn't going to leave Wilson out from this one. After a scrum ensued, Reeves after decides to give a round of hits to anyone close enough to take it. And of course, he wasn't going to leave Wilson out from this one. Wilson is shown taking the stick and glove of Reeves to the face and immediately falling to the ice in result. After many spirited battles, hits, and words throughout the series, the rivalry boiled over towards the end of the series, as the Knights forward lunged at Wilson while hitting him from behind and the other side. The two, after the fact, are shown giving each other a few jabs while the scrum is broken up by officials. During the second and final regular season meeting between the two teams, Ryan Reeves took it upon himself to remain in the mind and nightmares of Tom Wilson. The Caps forward is shown being blindsided and instantly incapacitated after skating by Reeves, unsuspecting. The hit sent his helmet and body flying and Reeves to the dressing room. Following the game, during an interview, Reeves gave his reasoning for laying Wilson out. You know, if he sees me, I know he's going to try to lay me out, and I'm not going to let that happen, Reeves says. I thought he was just looking at his pass and ran into a lion in the jungle." In result of the hit, Wilson received a concussion, but to many, this came as retribution for the previous blow the forward dealt on Oskar Sundqvist earlier in the season. And basking in the fact was none other than Reeves himself, as he gladly signed copies of Wilson covering his head after being dazed by the Winnipeg native, and even gave the photos a personal touch while adding his previous comment, "He ran into a lion in the jungle." When confronted with the news, Wilson just seemed to shrug it off, saying, "There's no point in me paying attention to that kind of stuff. It is what it is." The rivalry even went so far, it even drug in family members via social media, as both Jordan Reeves and Peter Wilson made their stance on the Wilson hit known. While Jordan was taking orders on Wilson daddy jerseys and praising the hit, Peter was defending his younger brother by reminding